This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord power, Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. Verse 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Bracket the Yahweh, bracket the Yahweh Shai, bracket the Yahweh, bracket the Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 31 through 32, is that today is election day, November 3rd. And today you got a lot of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are going to go out and vote for one of these candidates, thinking and hoping that one of them that you believe in, whoever you voted for, is going to save you out of your predicament and make your life better here in captivity, Babylon. Even though what I just read in Jeremiah 50, verse 31 through 32, the Lord power, Yahweh, all right, through his son Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai comes in the volume of the book, have pronounced judgment on Babylon the Great, America. Because America has been the most proud against the Lord. All right? Has blasphemed the scriptures, the words. And the Lord has pronounced judgment on this place, and he's going to send a fire in the cities of this place. And I'm going to prove it by showing you the foreign policy, or now they're saying national security. It used to be foreign policy, now it's national security, of these two candidates, these puppets, Joe Biden and Donald J. Trump. And you can clearly see when they talk about national security, aka foreign policy, they're against Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, on both spectrums. And it's gotten to a point that now they're saying, well, I'm going to be more aggressive than you. So let's play it. And I'm going to stop it in certain key points to make this lesson edifying because, A, no matter who you vote for, this is talking our people, okay, World War III is coming. And that's going to be the title. Whoever you vote for that still believe in this voting, and by the way, you're not supposed to be voting to begin with. Let's get a scripture on that. Let's get a scripture on that. All right, this came to my mind because a lot of brothers, all right, have been bringing this out, all right, and repetition is the art of remembrance, and this is what the Lord said. This is from what the God of the Bible, the God of Israel said. Deuteronomy 17, and I'm going to start at 14. When thou art come into the land, which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Right, this is in the law. Okay, this is in the laws that were given to Moses by the Most High Power Yahweh. 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. Choose, okay? colon, meaning now he's going to explain, well, who do you mean choose? Which one? One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Right. From your nation, the 12 tribes of Israel. These two are Edomites. They're not from our nation. Okay? They are from the descendants of Esau. So you're not supposed to be voting for any, okay, heathens. And that's what y'all continue to do. Okay? You're not true. Well, first of all, we already have our king. His name is Yahushua. And we're waiting for him to come and deliver us out of here. But you go into the ballot box and waiting online in the stupid rain or in the cold, all right, and voting for one of these heathens, you're going against the laws. You're breaking the laws. And that's why the Lord's going to break you 2/3 here in Babylon the Great with fire, because nuclear war is coming. Continue on. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Right. And these are strangers. They're heathens. Okay. So that's a cut. But hey, y'all want to vote? Hey, just know you're voting for World War III. So let's play this.
On to our next section, which is national security. And I do want to start with the security of our elections and some breaking news from overnight. Just last night, top intelligence officials confirmed again that both Russia and Iran are working to influence this election. Both countries have obtained U.S. voter registration information, these officials say, and Iran sent intimidating messages to Florida voters. This question goes to you, Mr. Vice President. What would you do to put an end to this threat? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
I made it clear, and I ask everyone else to take the pledge. I made it clear that any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price. They will pay a price. And it's been overwhelmingly clear this election, I won't even get into the last one, this election, that Russia has been involved, China has been involved to some degree, and now we learn that Iran is involved.
Hey, and let's keep it 100%, all right, for truth's sakes. You're damn right these other nations are interfering in the elections, okay? Because they've been seeing what you've been doing to their country. So now it's time for a recompense, a payback, all right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. They have been interfering in elections, all right? They've been doing it, all right, for many years, okay? But here's the point. Joe Biden, which a lot of you jakes, all right, a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans that still believe in this political garbage, all right, that believe in this system, this, all right, the Babylon system, you are going to go vote for Joe Biden. He said he's going to make them pay the price. He's going to make them pay. So your vote is for World War III, getting more aggressive and more hostile towards these nations that have nukes. All these nations have nukes, okay? And he mentioned China too, so you already know where his stance is on China. Let's continue on. And yes, Iran has nukes, North Korea has nukes, okay? That whole narrative that we're putting pressure on Iran, all right, to stop them from getting the bomb is all BS. They're putting pressure on Iran because they already have the bomb, okay? Russia's been selling it to them, giving them the technology for many, many years, okay? Think about the Cold War. Think about the 60s. Let's continue on.
They will pay a price if I'm elected. They're interfering with American sovereignty. That's what's going on right now. They're interfering with American sovereignty. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think the president said anything to Putin about it. I don't think he's stalking them a lot. I don't think he said a word. I don't know why he hadn't said a word to Putin about it. And I don't know what he has recently said, if anything, to the Iranians. My guess is he'd probably be more outspoken with regard to the Iranians.
But Trump said in his 2016 campaign that he wasn't going to allow the enemy to know what he was going to do. All right, he's not going to speak upon it. He's not going to publicize it. He's just going to act. And he has been, all right? And we're going to get to what Trump says, and then I'm going to go into everything Trump has done against against Russia, okay? More specifically, because, you know, you still have idiots that really believe Trump and Russia are in cahoots with each other. Okay.
The point is this, folks. We are in a situation where we have foreign countries trying to interfere in the outcome of our election. His own national security advisor told him that what is happening with his buddy, I will. His buddy, Rudy Giuliani, he's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true. And then what happens? Nothing happens. And then you find out that everything that's going on here about Russia is wanting to make sure that I do not get elected the next president of the United States because they know I know them and they know me. I don't understand why this president.
They know you? What happened in when you were vice president, huh? Russia went and sacked Crimea right in front of your eyes, and you didn't do BS because you're not strong enough, America. All right? And this is all politics. All these politicians, right, these candidates right here are all just trying to create that enchantment, that witchcraft. But their agenda is still the same. Getting aggressive on these nations with nuclear missiles. World War III is coming, whoever you vote for.
Is unwilling to take on Putin, when he's actually paying bounties to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan, when he's engaged in activity.
Oh, that right there. Woo! You heard that? That's true. Russia has paid bounties to kill military troops. It came out by numerous sources, both sides of the spectrum, conservative media and liberal media, that the Russian government was paying the Taliban to go kill American soldiers. Even Iran was involved in it. Okay, so yeah, it is true. It's true. That's how you know there's a covert war going on right now, and our people still want to trust in Babylon the Great. All right, this country is through. The Lord has already pronounced judgment on this place. Okay, let's get another scripture because John the Revelator saw the destruction of America. Okay. Revelation 18:1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right. So John the Revelator, okay, the last prophet in the Bible, okay, who wrote Revelation through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right, wrote the destruction of Babylon. So this place is done. It just now has to be manifest. It was already prophesied 2,000 years ago when it was written, okay, that this place was going to be destroyed. And we're living in the last days, right? Everybody says it now, all right? Everybody says it. Even atheists say, yeah, we're living in the last days. It's freaking insane. All right, it's funny, man. But people still want to believe in the witchcraft and the enchantments of Babylon the Great, man. They hope not in their time. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Please, not in my time. Okay, let's vote for one of these candidates so that we can push back the inevitable. But guess what? It's coming in your lifetime. All right? You better bank on that. Let's continue on.
They're trying to destabilize all of NATO. I don't know why he doesn't do it, but it's worth asking the question. Why isn't that being done? Any country that interferes with us will, in fact, pay a price because they're affecting our sovereignty.
There you go. That's why national security. Maybe that's the reason why they changed it from foreign policy to national security, because it's affecting the sovereignty of Babylon the Great. So there you go. Your first candidate, all for being aggressive, all for going to war against nuclear powers. What about Donald Trump, right? He made a whole bunch of allegations saying Donald Trump is not aggressive. He's not talking to Putin. Let's see what Donald Trump has to say.
President Trump Same question to you.
Have to
Let me
respond.
ask the
Yeah.
question. You're going to have 2 minutes to respond. For 2 elections in a row now, there has been substantial interference from foreign adversaries. What would you do in your next term to put an end to this? 2 minutes
Well,
uninterrupted.
let me respond to the first part as Joe answered. Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because he was very friendly with the former mayor of Moscow, and it was the mayor of Moscow's wife. And
which is true. All right, and that proves that this is Rome all over again. All right, America is that little horn that pushes the image of the beast. Because when you do any type of history of the Roman Empire, the senators, okay, the rich and powerful were always doing backdoor dealings with other nations to become more wealthy and powerful. Okay? This is Rome all over again. And Donald Trump said, was I believe last year, when he was in Italy, you can look this up. I've done videos on this. I believe brothers have done videos on this. That he was in Italy and telling the Italian people, hey, we admire Italy a lot. We get a lot of our culture and traditions from ancient Rome. Let's continue on.
you got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million. And someday you're going to have to explain, why did you get 3.5? I never got any money from Russia. I don't get money from Russia. Now, about your thing last night, I knew all about that. And through John Ratcliffe, who is fantastic, DNI, he said, the one thing that's common to both of them, they both want you to lose, because there has been nobody tougher to Russia. Between the sanctions, nobody tougher than me on Russia. Between the sanctions, between all of what I've done with NATO, I've got the NATO countries.
All right, so let's stop right there. Between the sanctions, okay? Now we're going to see. So all those that think, oh, we vote for Trump, all right, this is going to pull back World War III. Negative. Let's get it in. All right, we're going to start in 2000. All right, I'm going to skip this. We're going to go to 2017. We'll start in March. We'll start in 2017. Okay, we're going to go to June 20th. This is now when President Trump, all right, is in the Oval Office. The United States imposes sanctions on 38 individuals and entities, including the military company PMC Wagner, right, the Wagner Group, which America, NBC News reported it. America dropped bombs on 300 Russian mercenaries that were linked to the Wagner Group and killed 300 Russian mercenaries in the Desolation province. Okay, back in February or March of 2018. You can look into that. All right. So yes, Trump has been extremely aggressive on Russia. Okay, and their mercenaries. Let's continue on. Closing a Russian consulate in California. Did y'all seem to forget that? All right, kicking out Russians, diplomats, closing a whole consulate. All right, hey, Trump's been extremely aggressive on Russia. Let's continue on. The United States imposed sanctions on 21 individuals and 9 companies of Russia. All right. The United States publishes the Kremlin dossier, a list of 210 people close to Vladimir Putin who might be designated for sanctions. The list includes all members of Russian government, members of the presidential administration, heads of state firms, Silvalki, former and current state security officers, and oligarchs. So this is all Russia's close buddies, man, that are arms linked to Putin. These are Putin's buddies who are arms linked to him, all right, in Russia. U.S. economic sanctions extended by 1 year, all right, and it was the poisoning. The United States makes first use of CATSA law. This is a law. Check this law out, all right? This is all done under Trump. So what is Biden talking about? It's all fluff to cause the enchantments and witchcraft for you dumb Americans to go sit at the poll. And for our people, all right, the biggest dummies, because you don't know nothing, to go stand in line thinking that whoever you vote for is going to make a change for your life. Yeah, it's going to change. It's going to be worse. What is CATSA? The Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act is a U.S. federal law that imposes economic sanctions on Iran, Russia, and North Korea. And I believe they updated it sometime last year for China. I'm not going to look for it. All right? You can find it. The bill came into effect on August 2nd, 2017, with the intention of countering perceived aggression against U.S. government by foreign powers. It accomplishes this goal by preventing U.S. companies from doing business with sanctioned entities, right? And this is all under Trump. So for Joe Biden to say Trump hasn't been aggressive against North Korea, really, then why did this act get passed in 2017? Once again, you're voting for World War III. Get ready. Okay, let's go back. More than 20 Western states ordered dozens of Russian diplomats expelled, including 60 from the United States, which also ordered Russia to close its consulate in Seattle. So 2 consulates, California and Seattle. Okay? The United States designated 38 Russian businessmen for visa bans and asset freezes to punish Russian malign activity worldwide. Hey, what's Joe Biden talking about? Check this one out. The United States imposes a bans on arms sales financing, U.S. government credit, or other financial assistance, export of national security sensitive goods, and most foreign assistance to Russia under the terms of Chemical and Biological Weapons Control and Elimination Act. Okay? Hey, Trump's been heavily aggressive. And then, not to mention, in 2019, in February, Trump pulled out of the INF treaty, all right? And what did he tell Russia? I'm going to pull out, okay? And I'm giving you to August, and then I'm going to finalize the pullout. And they did. By August, it was finalized. They pulled out an INF treaty. Now, both countries can test nuclear missiles that were illegal under that treaty and able to place those nuclear missiles all throughout Europe. That's the reason why Russia's been getting real froggy, right? Testing their Avangard, testing their other nuclear missiles. So, yeah, this is all fluff. This is all BS stuff to fluff the American people, all right, into an illusion of this election, when clearly the foreign policy or the national security is World War III. Any more on this?
An extra $130 billion going to $420 billion a year. That's to guard against Russia. While he was selling pillows and sheets, I sold tank busters to Ukraine. There has been nobody.
Right. That's another thing. Trump has been selling weapons to Ukraine. Okay? So, what's going on here? Well, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, what they're doing is they're pushing divide and conquer. Oh, we're going to make it look like, and they're all in cahoots with each other, they're all working together. We're going to make it look like we're backing different parties to get these American people divided, all right, so that they can fight amongst each other, which is going to happen now in this election. Let's get another scripture. All right, Mark 3:17. So clearly, what you're not seeing, those dwelling here in Babylon the Great, you are seeing the division of America, which is going to cause these nations to pounce on it. Where is it at? Right here. Mark 3:23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in the parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have to end. And this is proof that America, you had to end. Because you're so divided, all right? You don't understand what the hell's going on, even in foreign policy or national security. All right? Now, This is the proof that these people are divided. When you're scrolling down here, ain't no one talking about the foreign policies that Trump has done against Russia, China, Iran, or Biden had done when him under Obama. Okay, because Obama was aggressive too. So you're clearly seeing that these people are just arguing amongst themselves, and they're divided. And so, which is clearly going to show what? America, you're going to be taken. You're going to be taken. Ezekiel 38. Because you're dwelling carelessly. You're not seeing what's going on, all right, around the globe. Geopolitics. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Right, this is talking about Russia and their allies. Okay, Tubal is talking about Turkey, and Turkey bought Russian S-400 rockets. Did you forget that? Okay, isn't that a NATO ally? Okay, and Trump is creating beef within the NATO allies. He's making them pay more. Okay, and Europe's getting in because Europe's in a financial crisis right now, and he's making them pay more for their military. Okay, 3. That's why the beast is going to hate the whore. Say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince, Meshech and Tubal. Right, because the Lord is against you Russians, you Chinese, you Iranians, okay, all you other nations. But this is more specifically talk about Russia and the Eurasian nations. 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? And this is what they're getting ready for. That's why they're doing more military training, okay? Literally breaking records of soldiers in these trainings, all right? That clearly, and brothers have done reports on it, how Russia had like 100,000 troops training for what? To go against Babylon the Great. 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? There's been plenty of reports of all right, Iran is Persia. They're working with the Russians. Iran is against America. Ethiopia, same thing, working with the Russians. Libya, all right, Russia, America, man. America, you losing big time. All right, Libya is in a civil war right now, and you're fighting against the man you hired to take out Gaddafi, and he turned against you. What's his name? Haftar, right? He was a CIA operative who was living in America, all right, living somewhere in Maryland, okay, and he turned against you, and now the Russians are backing him to overthrow your current government. All right, they're even giving him warplanes. So you can clearly see Libya is now siding the Russians backing Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Right. 6. Gomorrah and his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Right. China. Okay. And you can include the beast. Okay, which consists of the European Union, as well as Canada and Turkey, right? NATO, because America, you're no longer going to be part of NATO real soon. You are the whore that rides the beast, and they're going to kick you off real soon. Get ready. 7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right, and this is how you know they're going to turn against America, because Russia is that guard, because Russia has nukes. All right, so nuclear war is coming, World War III. Let me jump to the point right here. Jumping down to 9. Thou shalt send and come like storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. 10. Thus saith the Lord power, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall all things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, right, to destroy America, Babylon. The Lord has put a spirit on them to do that. 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, it's talking about America. I will go to them that are at rest. These people are at rest. They're not even talking about Russia, China, Iran, about the threat. None of that. They're fighting amongst themselves. They have no idea what's coming. That dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. 12. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Right, so you're going to be taken. America, Babylon the Great, you're going to be taken. Okay, the Lord has put the spirit on Russia, okay, Gog and Magog, and its allies, all right, many nations who Russia's become a guard to take you out, all right? And you can't see it because you're proud, all right? You're proud against the Lord. You've been proud against the God of Israel. And that's why fire is going to be kindled against this city, man. Let me get one more. Isaiah 47 and 6. Because the Lord, why is the Lord doing this? Because what you've done to his people. Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wrath with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand, and thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Right, this is talking about Babylon the Great. Okay? The lady that says, I shall sit forever, a queen. All right? That's you, America. 7. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Right? You thought you could do whatever you want to us. You thought you could keep us in captivity in Babylon the Great. Right, doesn't, hold on. Let's go back to Jeremiah just to edify that point. Just going with the Spirit. Jeremiah 50 again and 33 this time. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right. This is talking about Babylon the Great. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans are pressed together, mainly here in Babylon the Great. All right, those are the children of Israel. Those make up the 12 tribes, okay, of the nation of Israel. Okay? We're oppressed here. We're still in captivity to this very day. And so that's why the Lord is, all right, is about to bring judgment. And you didn't think upon it, all right? You didn't remember the latter end of it. You thought you got away scot-free. You thought you could do whatever you want to us. Get ready for World War III. And this is to our people, all right? You're going to be in the midst of World War III. Okay, you're gonna be hit with fire because you didn't seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You weren't screaming to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, pleading for him to deliver you out of here. You wanted to go vote for a new slave owner. Okay? 8. Therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Whoa, that's the pride of America. They don't think they can be taken down. They don't think their children, all right, are going to perish in these last days. They're going to be, that's why they're popping out babies. They're getting married, all right. They're partying and BSing. They don't think they're going to be taken out. Clearly, though, you haven't been paying attention to the foreign policy of your country. They're getting ready for World War III. While you simpletons dwelling here, all right, have been dwelling carelessly. And by the way, your military soldiers are killing themselves, active and veterans, but this is focusing on the active portion of it. They've been killing themselves more now, especially in 2020. So the morale of America, the American military, is shot. You think they have the stomach to face superpowers like Russia, China, and their allies, Iran and North Korea, which are superpowers because they got nukes too? Because what does it mean to be a superpower? You got to have that powerful weapon, that sword. Nuclear, baby, nuclear missiles. 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for great abundance of thy enchantments. Right, and this is it. The deception, the sorceries, the enchantments, the witchcraft. All right, and everything else. You can do whatever you want in America. Okay, freedom of choice. This ain't freedom of choice. This is, you're just voting for a better liar. A better liar, I guess. All right, if you want to choose that a choice, a better witchcrafter, a better warlock, a better enchanter. Okay, that's what you're voting for. And our people have still vote. You're an idiot. You're a bunch of idiots. Let's go back. 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Right? That's the pride of America. They don't think they can be touched, but you're about to be touched. Okay? That village, that unwalled village, all right, that thinks they're at rest, that is dwelling carelessly. Okay? 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Right? Because you're dealing carelessly. You average Americans that are walking here, acting like America's going to go on forever, okay, or thinking all you got to do is go into a civil war and do a revolutionary type civil war. You're not noticing what your enemies are doing across the Atlantic Sea or across the Pacific Sea. They're getting ready to pounce on you because a house divided cannot stand. Dummies. Hey, the Lord sets y'all clowns up for the ultimate sack, man. 12. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Right? Because you're still going to be sucked into these political cult parties, believing on these liars. All right? Loving whichever lie sounds good to you. 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, and monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right? So basically what the Lord is saying is, hey, let's see if these leaders can save you from what I'm about to bring to America, Babylon the Great. All right? And he's literally mocking you. This is literally the Lord being facetious with you. Because clearly America's divided. And all these countries around about see it. And they're going to take advantage. 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There you go, there's that nuclear bomb. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. And you clearly see it, okay? Look at the foreign policy of America, all right? They hammer the whole earth, everything you're doing, all right? You're laying a snare upon yourselves, and you're sitting carelessly, not knowing that nuclear missile's coming. All right? So World War III is knocking at the door. All we're waiting for now is the RFID, the mark of the beast. And, hey, once they make that mandatory, look above. All right? Because you're about to see a nuke come any day right after that. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. The sheep are about to be set up for the big ha-ha. And this is Yapa. World War III is coming. We know it. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying, keep praying. We're almost out of here. Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.